the woman at the well, and polyandry and polygamy, and Iys forgiveness, and Iys true worship. John chapter 4 verse 9 to 20, Then said ELU'HYMN to the woman in Samaria, How come the Jews don't come here to get their water? Is it because you are harassing them? And is it because you are here practicing harlotry, and who is here seeking someone to become your husband? And why are the Jews them refusing to come and to draw their water from here? And why are you asking them for sex when they ask you for a drink of water? And how come you are here now? And why are you here asking me? And is this what you are doing here? And this is why I came here to save you, because you didn't know who I was, so this is why I came here to save you. And yet you didn't know whom Iys the Holy One, whom Iys called ELU, and whom Iys the Sovereign One of Heaven, and whose name Iys called ELU. And how come you have come up to me? And why are you asking me to be with you? Woman, don't you know who I am? Because I am the Holy One. And that I am the Iys One, whom Iys the Christ. And the Holy Sovereign King of Heaven. And also I am ELU'hymn, whom Iys the head of all of Iys people, and whose name Iys called Iy'ELU, and whom Iys the Hebrew Sovereign King, and also whom Iys called ELU'HYMN, whom Iys the head of all people. Even the Jews, and the Samaritan people. And because of you the Jews them don't want to have any dealings with the Samaritan women them. Then the Iys Christ answered her and said unto her, If you knew whom Iys ELU, then you would ask whom Iys the ELU'hymn, to save you. And not for sex but to give you Iys free living water to you. And also to offer you Iys free gift of everlasting life. And if you had known who it is that Iys called the Holy One, and whom Iys the Sovereign One, whom Iys standing before you. Then you'll say to ELU'hymn, the Holy One whom Iys called ELU, to please save you. Then you would ask ELU to please give you a drink of Iys living water. Then would have given you Iys gift of eternal life. And if you would have asked the ELU'hymn, then ELU would have given you Iys free living water. Then the woman said to the ELU'hymn, Sir, but you don't have nothing to draw the water with, and the well is deep. And from where then would thou get this living water? O ELU, art thou greater than our forefather, who was called Jacob, and whose name was translated to Jacob? And whom have given to us this well, and whom also drank from it himself? And also his children and his grandchildren, and also their cattle them that was there, which also drank thereof. Therefore the Iys Christ answered her and said unto her, Whosoever shall drink of Iys living water they shall never thirst again, but whosoever shall drink from this well water they shall always be in thirst, but those that I, ELU, shall give a drink of Iys living water. Then they shall never thirst again. Because the living water that the ELU'hymn shall give them, it shall be in them as a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Then the woman said to the ELU'hymn, Sir, give me this water, that I may not thirst again, nor neither shall I, ELU, have to come here to draw water from this well again. Then he said to her, Go, and call your husbands, and come back hither. Then the woman answered the Iys Christ, and she said, Why should I have to bring my husbands? What if I don't have any husband? Then the Iys One said unto her, Thou have answered well, when you said, What if you don't have any husband? Because you have had 5 husbands, and the ones that you have now they don't want to have sex with you, nor neither do they want to have anything to do with you. So then they aren't really your husbands. So with that statement, what you have said, it is true. Then the woman said unto ELU, Sir, I perceive that thou art the holy prophet, ELU'HYMN, whom our forefathers have said would come, and whom they worshipped, when they worshipped the ELU'hymn in Iys mountain. But ELU, how come Iys saying that we all have to be gathered, and that we all should come and worship in Iys New Jerusalem, and that this is the place where Iys people ought to worship ELU'hymn? Friends, the ELU'hymn saves Iys people. And Iys offering Iys forgiveness for all people. And even all those who are in false religions, and also falselatries. And even those who are harlots, and even those who are in polyandry and polygamy, and idolatry. Jeremiah chapter 3-1. Then they ask ye, how do you explain yourself, why were you doing at the well in Samaria? Then he said, if a man or a woman put away one of their many husband or one of their many wives? And what if they should go away from them, and then they should become another man's wives or another woman's husband, then they are free to do so. But if they shall return again to his wife or her husband again, shall they become theirs again? And seeing that they were once theirs before, shall they leave to become somebody else's wife or their husband? And if these wives and these husbands, if they choose to stay and to live in cuckoldry and harlotry, and to become harlots with their many lovers them, then they shall become polluted and corrupted. But if they would return to their wives or husbands because they were greatly missed by their wives or by their husbands, and if they would return to them, then they would become remarried to them but become polluted, because they would have being married by too many wives and also by too many husbands, and because they would have played their part in harlotry, and also in polyandry and polygamy, and also in confusion, and also in their pollution with too many lovers. And yet after all of this, if they were to return to Iy'ELU, whom is the Elu'hym, then he would save them. And if they were to choose to reject their gods them, and also the serving of Baal, and the worshipping of Baal god whom is called Satan, then he would save them. And if they would begin to embrace Iy'ELU, and to worship whom is the odd, then they would be Iys. But if they would instead reject they would become Satan's, and they would belongs to Baal god Gadriel, whom is also called Satan. But if they would return to Iy'ELU, whom is the odd, then they would be forgiven. And then they would become beloved by Iy'ELU. And also they would be saved. And then they would be loved again by Elu'hym, whom is called the Iys Christ, and the Holy One, and the odd. Thus saith the odd. Friends, if this rewording have opened up your eyes in any way, then would please consider the times that we are in, and that we all should acknowledge Iy'ELU, before it is too late. Elu'hymn. Friends, we all need to get ready for Iys return. Because Elu'hym, Iys coming and Iys return is imminent. So would you please consider this message, and would you please embrace the holy sacred holy name of today. Thank you. May save us all before it's too late. To be continued. Here is a link to my message on how to pray, and also how to be saved. The end.